we're going to talk a little bit about you growing up. So this book that we're talking about today is Does God Still Bless the USA? And we want to talk a little bit about you growing up. You grew up in California on a farm. Your grandfather and grandmother raised you and were sharecroppers. What was it like growing up?
Yeah, it's funny. I tell people that I was raised by the Jacksons, and they think Michael Jackson's family. My grandfather.
Is there something you want to disclose?
No. But my grandfather was not my real grandfather. He married into the family. My grandmother was divorced from my real grandfather, and then they married. So I didn't know another grandfather. But Grandfather Jackson, Thomas Jackson, was just the most wonderful man. Hard-working farmer, taught me all the things I needed to know. I mean, my chores was like any farm kid in the mornings. I had to either gather the eggs, bring them in the house, milk the cow. We didn't have two or three cows is all. But and the reason things live and die, maybe you kill something to eat, but you protect something and help it live if it's necessary. How to till the earth. I mean, I worked on a harvester, and I knew how to back up a tractor and a trailer when I was 12. And there's certain things you learn from being in the rural area of the country and not dealing with so much white-collar work, but more blue-collar work. Just working in the fields.
I mean, if you look back from that period of your childhood to your singing and connections with presidents and people who's who all around the world, you just must kind of marvel at that.
Well, I think about
very humble beginnings to where you are.
And I think about so many people who may have been in the same position as me. I mean, people who, let's say Chuck Yeager, for instance, just take it for instance, rural beginnings, where they ended up breaking the world speed record and flying above the earth. It's like anybody that I think has had the same kind of upbringings I have a great respect for the things that they've attained and been able to accomplish. I'm very proud of what I've accomplished, and I've got a great family that we've been, Kim and I have been married 20 years. She's a business person, and we balance our business as best we can between us, and then both of us focus on our kids, I've not always.
Let's talk about.
I've not always been like that, but when Kim came in my life, she was Miss Tennessee and going to college at UTC. And I married into a Christian family. It was just fabulous because it gave me more of a moral compass than I'd had in years. I was able to deliver our two sons. Be in the delivery room, not deliver, but help deliver, which creates a bond, and that didn't used to happen for fathers. They weren't allowed in the delivery room. And
this year's your 20-year anniversary.
Yeah,
right?
It is. And
I know because my wife and I were married the same year. So
92. Okay, well that's terrific.
Yeah. So you were married, and I met your family. We had lunch, and Dalton and Parker, terrific boys.
Thank you. They're very different.
A wonderful family unit. And you write about family in this book. Family is so important to you as the basis. It seems to me in America there's no other place in the world where so many people like Chuck Yeager, like a Lee Greenwood, can start in humble beginnings, end up where they are, and it's because of the uniqueness of our country. But family is one of those bedrocks, and you write about that in a chapter. Talk about the importance of family.
Okay, not to mislead anybody who might hear this, but I believe it's possible that the whole world loves their children.
Absolutely.
What I'm saying is that family is important to everybody. When we first broke down the communist barrier, we found out the Russians are much like us. We went to see a Sting concert, and he was talking about how they used to see video in Russia and how the Russians talked about their children just like we talk about our children, and how the fear of another country bombing them, was just like us. So I don't think that's unique, but I do tell you that the freedoms we enjoy here allow us to be comfortable with our children expanding the world a little quicker without being quite so protective like you might want to be in another country. We also have the resources that we're able to gain and give our children a better life. That could be a negative or a positive, because I know a lot of kids who have went wrong that have very wealthy parents.
I want to just turn to something else, because big in the news lately has been this Massachusetts school controversy
Yeah.
on God Bless the USA. Could you comment on that a little bit?
That was interesting. Kim and I were on our 20-year anniversary, as you pointed out, married the same year you were in 1992. And so we went to Sonoma for 2 weeks. Kind of got people to watch our kids, and they could come and go from school and be taken care of. And we really told our press agent, my manager, okay, this is our time. We're going to be alone and don't want to be bothered. Well, when this erupted, immediately hit the press, everybody in the world wanted to talk to me about my opinion of a school system taking my song, which they were going to sing in a program, and changing the words from God Bless the USA to We Love the USA. Well, my press agent, Webster, Kurt Webster, said, I'm going to send a camera crew to San Francisco. I want you to get on. I said, Kurt, first of all, I'm on my 20-year anniversary. I'm not going to interrupt this. And I'm not going to make a knee-jerk reaction on camera. I said, that's the worst thing I think I can do. I will give you a press release, and I did that. Basically just generic, But when I got back home, I gave more of a personal entry on my Facebook of my disappointment that an educational institution would not know the copyright infringement that they would be incurring, and that they would have the audacity to mess with the most important word in the song, and that's God. And so the parents of the children insisted that they leave God in the song. So the school system, as a rebuttal, took the whole song out of the program. Well, that even infuriated the parents. Now, they said, no, you're going to sing it because I want our kids to sing it like it was. Well, then the school system got involved, the state of Massachusetts and the educational department is like, and it blew up, But this is just as a footnote, this is the same school system that tried to make St. Patrick's Day Green Day. So they're just trying to be politically correct. It wasn't a left or a right issue. They just want to be politically correct and not harm anybody. And and I'm sure they do their very best to raise the children there in good terms. So God bless them, and they didn't mean no harm.
God bless them.
God bless them.
Well, I want to ask one last question about this book, because you posed this question, and the title is "Does God Still Bless the USA?" You're Lee Greenwood. You sing this amazing song. Does God still bless the USA?
In the final chapter, I've given some reflections, and I've given my answer. But my answer is probably biased because I'm a Christian, and I know people who pick up the book, they go, "Oh yeah, we're going to hear more of this from Greenwood because he's a Christian." That's true, but I also give different sides to the question. And what I'd like to do is, which I did on CNN, also on Fox, was to ask the viewers to go ahead to my website, leegreenwood.com, or to Tate Publishing. It'd be best to go to my website, and you tell me what you think. If God still blesses the USA, what I believe is that God blesses people who are loyal to Him and His commandments, not necessarily a country. Because as you remember, country lines changed an awful lot. If you look at a map, the time Jesus walked the earth, it's nowhere like that.
A little different.
Names of countries have changed, the boundaries have changed, war has changed it, and so forth. So, does God still bless the USA? It's a rhetorical question, and it can only be answered, I think, by each one of us. And of course, I have in there about the voting chapter. You people who believe that you are Christians and that God has blessed your life, don't forego the right to vote. It is the only way we express our freedom. It's the right to vote. So make sure you go to the polls and do that.
Well, this has been a great discussion with Lee Greenwood about his new book and about your life and about this amazing song. Thank you so much for talking with me.
Thanks, Skip.
Thanks.